Live, on air, and online. This is WSAV News 3 at 6.
This could mushroom into one of the worst situations that this city has ever experienced. And we don't want that to happen.
Savannah Mayor Edna Jackson back in West Savannah again today, taking steps to ensure a rattled community stays calm following an officer-involved shooting. Good evening. It is Friday, September 19th. I'm Tina Tyus-Shaw.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. Thanks for joining us. Mayor Jackson will join us live in our studio in just a few minutes.
Our team coverage tonight begins with a recap of what we know about the incident from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation at this very moment.
Precinct, 1 unit from each precinct to respond to Newcastle and Augusta Avenue, Newcastle and Augusta Avenue.
We heard it over the scanners just after 11 yesterday. Additional officers being called to the crime scene in West Savannah. GBI investigators confirming police attempted to arrest 29-year-old Charles Smith. Handcuffed and put in a patrol car, investigators say within moments he managed to get his handcuffed hands to the front of his body and kicked out the window of a police car. Officers then saw Smith was armed. That is when he was shot and killed by Savannah Chatham Metro Police Officer APO David Janot. The officer is now on paid administrative leave.
Well, today community members have placed flowers, balloons, and other items at the site where Smith died yesterday. Meanwhile, his mother is calling for justice.
I just want everyone to know whatever the media and the Facebook pages, whatever's going on about my child's past has nothing to do with what happened to him today. He was shot down in handcuffs by the police, and that is unjust. He didn't deserve, not even a dog deserves better than that.
Today, an autopsy on Smith's body was scheduled at the GBI Crime Lab in Savannah, and we're still waiting on those results.
As events unfolded yesterday, crowds gathered in the area wanting answers from police and city leaders. Eventually, people formed a march throughout the neighborhood and to the police station on Lathrop Avenue.
Well, right now, another rally is set to begin, and News 3's Ian Margol joins us from Augusta Avenue. Ian, tell us what the atmosphere is like out there tonight.
Well, Russ, people had begun sort of congregating here behind me at Augusta Avenue and Eagle Street. Now, the rain did bring some of them away. However, they are congregating over at a church down at Augusta Avenue and Cummings, so that is where they will be meeting now. However, the one thing they say will not be changing, organizers are insisting this remain peaceful. Now, the plan for tonight's rally was to march down Augusta Avenue up to the precinct on Lathrop and come back here for more speeches, but as I said, because of the rain, those had to change a little bit. Smith's mother spoke to media yesterday, but as you just heard, today she will no longer be speaking out publicly about the incident. Several community leaders met today to garner support for her and Smith's friends and family.
We will come together as a people of faith to pray for the Smith family and to continue to call for justice in this tragic situation.
So like I said, this has cleared out a little bit over here. They are at the church now, but no matter what, even when it started raining, and it was coming down pretty hard in a few minutes, I had people coming up to me saying, this will be going on, rain, shine, even snow, this will be going on, so they can show their support and demand answers. Live on Augusta Avenue, Ian Margol, WSAV News 3.
Some neighbors we spoke to yesterday did compare this shooting to the shooting in Ferguson, Missouri. But not only do the details of the shootings vastly differ, so does the makeup of the two cities' minority representation. Savannah has an African-American mayor. Ferguson's mayor is white. Savannah has an African-American police chief. 5 of 8 Savannah council members are black. Only 1 of Ferguson's 6 council members are African-American. And 137 of Savannah's 541 police officers are black. In Ferguson, there are 3 out of 53. All this despite Ferguson having a much higher African-American population. But like it or not, Savannah seems to have been thrust into the national spotlight now.
And leaders are trying to reassure the public, but is it working? WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is taking a closer look at that. Joanne?
Yeah, that's right, Tina. Supporters of the Charles Smith family said today his death does bring Savannah into the national conversation about the use of force and excessive force. However, since yesterday, Acting Police Chief Juliet Tolbert has spent a lot of time on the West Side, offering residents transparency. And she made a point of being at the meeting today of local ministers. And once again, she addressed the community.
We are also grieving the loss of this young man. We would not have wanted this incident to have occurred. But it did occur, and at this point we simply have to get to the facts ourselves of what transpired.
But several Westside residents today brought up to me other cases where young African Americans have died in police incidents. Anthony Smasham, who was shot in May of 2007 as he ran away from police. Another case in 2007, David Willis, who was shot after police said he tried to run over an officer. And the 2010 case of Larry Wall, who was shot after he called police to his own home and then died in a scuffle with an officer.
So we don't have any faith in the police department. And I know that the mayor said what she said, that we're going to let the authorities do their job, but she worked for the city of Savannah. All of them work for the same agency.
Well, all details on the Smith case are not clear yet, but one thing does appear to be clear. The issue of distrust will not be going away, even with promises of transparency. Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.
Well, Mayor Edna Jackson is joining us now to address public concerns.
And Mayor, as we just heard in Joanne's story, there are a lot of people who seem to have a distrust of the police department. It's almost an us versus them attitude. Why do you think that is, and how do you go about changing something like that?
I don't know, but well, the only thing we can do is to go out and to be with the residents and to let them know what we're going to do. As I look over this film today, people that are perpetrating that they live in the area and they really don't live in the area. So if we can just get the residents of that community to remain calm, we have done everything that we said we would do. We said as soon as we got a report from the GBI, which we did on last evening, would be given to the community. We did that. The only thing that we have asked is that they continue to work with us and trust in us and what we're doing, and not let other people come in and take over and cause us and reap havoc in that area.
Mayor Jackson, it was apparent yesterday that city leaders arrived as quickly as possible. What drove you to West Savannah, and why did you feel it was important to be there?
It was important for me to go out there because these are residents of this community. It was a sad day in our community yesterday, and if I would have sat back and not done anything, that I would not have been comfortable with me. I care about the people, about what is happening in our neighborhoods. That's why I went out there. It wasn't should I or if I or whatever. It was that I had to go. And this is what, after we sent Alderman Van Johnson, and it's his district, out, then I said, and we received some reports, the city manager and I went out to be with the people. The people need to know that we really care and that they can trust us in the thinking and what we're trying to do. And the trust comes because our police chief immediately called for a GBI investigation.
All right, Mayor Jackson, we thank you so much for coming here on the set live with us this evening.
Thank you.
Well, the investigation continues into yesterday's events. We are learning much more about both the man accused of pulling the trigger and the man who shot and killed him. News 3's Andrew Davis did the legwork on this one. He joins us now from the newsroom with more. Andrew?
Advanced Police Officer David Janot is a 10-year veteran of the force who before yesterday had more trouble with his driving skills than anything outside the car. Janot has several written reprimands after being responsible for 3, quote, preventable collisions. The last of those was in 2008. But other than missing a day in court in 2010, Janot was described in several parts of the personnel file as a leader on his shift and an excellent candidate to carry a taser. Now, we learned even more about the man Janot shot, Charles Smith, also known as Mr. D. A father of 4 with a baby on the way. That's how friends describe Charles Smith, but police know Smith much differently. We pulled his criminal record and he has 16 different arrests over almost a decade. The charges range from aggravated assault to cruelty to children to simple battery. But the one that may stand out the most is interference with government property. Back in 2005, the incident report shows that after Smith was arrested and in the back of a police car, he was, quote, knocking out the back windows with his head. That's a similar claim to what the GBI released yesterday. Smith's Facebook page shows Smith's alter ego as Mr. D. That's where he describes his work as robbery, extortion, and all types of effery. There are also pictures of him in prison where Smith has gone for extended periods 3 different times. Then there's the rap video titled I Might. The video shows him committing criminal acts and talks about and shows how he could hide a gun under his shirt in several different places. Now, yesterday, before the shooting, officers were arresting Smith on 6 different warrants, including several traffic violations, fleeing to elude police, and theft by larceny. But it'll be up to the GBI to figure out if Smith's actions led to his own death or if APO Janot was in the wrong. Andrew Davis, WSAV News 3.
One of the big questions many are asking, how could police miss the victim's gun? WSAV's crime expert Jerry Long, a former Metro police major, gives us perspective on police procedure. She demonstrated how a suspect is usually searched. Take a look. It is on WSAV.com. Just search suspect frisk. Well, today we have received a verdict in another big case we've been following since the 2012 murder of an 8-year-old on Hilton Head Island.
Still to come, we're going to take you live outside the courtroom for the latest on that trial.
Yeah, we do have some scattered showers and storms across the area, but we also have some accidents. So here is the very latest with our time saver traffic. I want to zoom in and show you some of the accidents in particular that are causing a bit of a rough Friday evening. The first of which, Telfair at West Gwinnett Street. We also have, not too far away, this is going to be Highway 80 at Cherry Street. Now, because of the rain, starting to see a little bit of a slowdown and a backup on I-16 westbound. The traffic was at 65. Now it's at 35 to 40 miles per hour. A few slowdowns here and there on 278 and 170 around the low country, but as a whole, we're looking fine for your Friday evening commute home.
Now, Storm Team 3 weather powered by Hargray Live Titan Radar.
Oh, what a day. It's raining outside right now, Matt. And check out these fascinating pictures of lightning this morning shot by photojournalist Chris Murray.
Pretty amazing. Yeah, we had a pretty big storm complex this morning. A lot of instability, energy, and that's what these storms are feeding off of. And how about that? That was looking east from Abercorn Street. And we could see a repeat performance tonight. It's not out of the question, but here's how we're shaping up right now with our Savannah cams. 80 degrees, scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms. High temperature in downtown Savannah at 82, at the airport briefly, and I'm talking briefly, we hit 86 degrees, but it will be a struggle to even hit the lower 80s for your Saturday. And the reason, there's a very good reason for that. We're gonna have a lot of cloud cover. We're gonna have periods of rain. It's gonna be breezy. Another repeat performance possible as we head throughout your Saturday. So here is the very latest with our live Hargray Titan 3 radar. Showers and storms extend from the northeast down towards the southwest. The strongest complex of storms is around Statesboro and just out towards the north, right along 301. Some heavy rainfall. Let's throw on the rainfall rate, around 3 inches per hour. And more than likely, if you drive smack dab right into it, probably it's going to be one of those scenarios where you barely see the front of the car. More scattered storms out towards the east, Chatham County, right around the border of Jasper County. These storms are coming in from the northeast, moving southwest. This storm over the past 15 to 20 minutes has been intensifying around Chatham County as it moved towards the southwest. Within the red, rainfall rates 2 to 3 inches per hour. And yes, we now do have some lightning strikes. Current temperatures upper 70s to lower 80s. Rain cooled in Bluffton, 77 degrees. Out towards the west, although yes, we have the storms, it's not feeling too bad around Statesboro at 74 degrees. So more scattered storms throughout the rest of the evening and overnight. Some of these storms could pack a quick punch with heavy rain, a few lightning strikes, and some gusty winds. Low temperatures near 70 degrees. So hour by hour with our futurecast, if you have any Saturday morning plans, here's how it's going to look. Widespread showers and storms. Best rain chances will be along our coastline, and the good rule of thumb will be east of I-95. You could still see some rain west of I-95, but I want to show you 24-hour computer model estimates. The brighter colors are more rainfall. You can really see the trend here. Best rain chances and the heaviest rainfall potential will be across our coastal communities. Keep that in mind if you have any outdoor plans. It's going to be breezy as well. The wind gusts could top 20, even 25 miles per hour, 82 degrees. That's about it. So yes, we will have better rain chances, but it won't be feeling too bad out there with possibly some of our coolest high temps in quite some time. My recommendation for the marine forecast, don't take out the boat. There will be a small craft advisory. The waves will be up and it will be downright windy. 7-day forecast, your Sunday is looking a lot better. Rain chances go down. We're going to have more sunshine and the temperatures go up as well. And although Monday will be the first day of fall, it ain't going to feel like it. 90 degrees. A front moves in during the second half of the day. So Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday will be cooler, still pretty warm, 82 degrees, as scattered showers and storms re-enter the forecast. Rain chances at around 30 to 40%.
All right, so Friday night football tonight, there is a chance we're going to be seeing some rain. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's too bad, Russ.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Thanks. Well, tonight we have a verdict in the trial of a man accused of murdering an 8-year-old. A live report next.
You're watching WSAV News 3 on your side at 6. With Tina Ty Shaw, Russ Riesinger, and Chief Meteorologist Chris Allred. WSAV, honored with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence.
The verdict in a murder trial is handed down in Beaufort.
Tyrone Robinson is the man who stood before a judge this week accused of shooting and killing 8-year-old Khalil Singleton 2 years ago. Low Country reporter Ashley Holland was in the courtroom today. She joins us now live from Beaufort with the verdict. Ashley?
Tyrone Robinson was found guilty of murder today. That verdict was handed down just before 2 o'clock this afternoon, which wrapped up the week-long murder trial. After facing the courtroom for a week-long murder trial, the jury handed down their decision on Friday afternoon. Tyrone Robinson was charged with murder in the shooting death of 8-year-old Khalil Singleton in 2012. Singleton was playing in his grandmother's Allen Road yard in Hilton Head when he was shot from crossfire in Robinson's gun battle with 2 other men. And today, the jury finds Robinson guilty of murder.
They did exactly the right thing, and I think they did exactly what I asked them to do, which is to return a verdict that speaks the truth. I believe they did that.
The prosecutor says evidence that Robinson killed Singleton included Robinson leaving the scene and washing his hands in vinegar. Robin's defense attorney told the jury the other 2 men involved in the shootout with Robinson likely killed Singleton and disposed of the gun they used.
Today is a little vindication I do have for justice. I feel that justice has been served.
But the jury ultimately found Robinson's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and Singleton's family wept tears of relief at the verdict, calling today bittersweet.
And my son didn't deserve none of this. My son was doing what he was supposed to do, out playing in the yard with his friends. And it just hurts. It hurts.
And Robinson is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But going forward, there are 2 other suspects in the shooting incident that killed Khalil Singleton who will also stand trial in the months ahead. The state will prosecute Aaron Young and Aaron Young Jr. in November for having a part in the shooting incident that shot and killed 8-year-old Khalil Singleton. Live in Beaufort, Ashley Holland, WSAV News 3.
Well, Statesboro police need your help finding a rape suspect. Clarence Hinson Lewis is 35 years old, 5 feet tall, 130 pounds. Lewis is accused in a rape that happened on Michael Street on September 13th. Now, if you have any information, you're asked to call police at 912-764-9911. New information in the federal gambling case against former Savannah Chatham Metro Police Chief Willie Lovett. Today, co-defendant Randall Roach Sr. was sentenced to 15 years in prison plus 3 years of supervised release. Roach accepted a plea deal and is expected to testify against the former chief. You're watching WSAV News 3 on your side at 6.
We'll be right back.
Storm Team 3 meteorologist Lee Haywood met with kindergartners at Pulaski Elementary today. They asked great questions and learned cool new things about the weather. And if your kid is curious about the weather, we have the perfect opportunity for you. As part of our project with the Georgia Ports Authority, kids can send Storm Team 3 their weather-related questions. If we choose yours, you win a prize. Plus, teachers can sign their classes up for interactive tours of the WSAV studios. And go to WSAV.com and click on Weatherwise Kids under the Weather tab. you got cool prizes like this. You can't beat it. We got our nice, awesome, weather-wise kids lunchbox. You can't beat it. So yeah, you win a prize. And once again, check that out on WSAV.com.
Nice. Well, I'm curious about the weather too.
Yeah.
We all are.
We have a chance of storms again another weekend.
It's going to be one of those patterns for tonight all the way into Saturday, kind of a nuisance, scattered showers and storms. If we have a chance to show that 7-day, your Saturday, 82 degrees, best rain chances will be along and east of I-95. We all have a chance of rain, but best rain chances near the coast and looking a lot better, I promise you. By Sunday, 89 degrees. With a lot more sunshine.
All right, join us for News 3 at 10 on the CW13 and MyLC, and right back here for News 3 at 11.
Thanks for making WSAV your choice for news.
Good night.